Eyup, I hope you're doing well. I actually wanted to upload a video over the weekend, but I was pretty busy, so I didn't get around to recording. I've been moving bedrooms around and decorating, so that took up most of my weekend. I did manage to watch a couple seasons of Breaking Bad with my partner too, because they were off work, so yeah, we've had a bit more time to spend together and stay up that bit later. So yeah, I had a decent rest and was able to get quite a bit done, although the decorating took a little bit longer than planned because I didn't realise that the paint that we used needed to dry for like 6 hours in between coats, and we just waited like 1 hour or until it was like dry to the touch. So it ended up like cracking and needed to be sanded down and done again. So that took a good couple of hours longer than it should have. If only it was as straightforward as it is in The Sims 4 to decorate. But yeah, I managed to get that done. We also watched Star Wars with the kids Sunday night, and I cut my partner's hair, and that went pretty well, I think. I'm not like a hairdresser or anything like that, but I've done it a few times, like for the kids and stuff like that, and it was acceptable for a lockdown haircut anyway. I think most of us have been there by now. I followed a Brad Mondo tutorial, which was pretty helpful. I don't think I would have been able to do it without that, or I wouldn't have been able to do it as well without that tutorial. I also managed to catch my friend's stream as he was streaming Dark Cloud, which is one of my favourite games as a kid. Yeah, I think it was on PS1. It was a really good game. So yeah, good weekend overall. So yeah, anyway, enough about all of that, and let me talk about the build for a little bit. So I built this cottage in Willow Creek, and it uses items from Get Together, Dine Out, Tiny Living and Laundry Day stuff. I've been saying for a while that I want to do another cottage. I think I said in my last video, I'm not sure actually, but I've wanted to do one for a while. I just like the look of them and they're fun to build. So yeah, this time I decided to go for like a pink, really floral looking one. Oh, by the way, it has 1 bathroom and 1 bedroom. I think I forgot to mention that. And yeah, and it's built for 1 sim in mind, but you can fit 2 here. And it's classed as a tiny home residential as well. I think if I didn't have to like make it a tiny home, I mean obviously I don't have to make it a tiny home, but if it wasn't a tiny home I would have made the upstairs bedroom a little bit bigger, but it all functions just fine, and yeah, I play tested it all and everything works just okay. You might have a little bit of trouble with the Sims washing the dishes in the kitchen though. I might rearrange the sink location before I post it on the gallery. The sink itself functions just fine. The Sims can like wash their hands there, get water, whatever. I mean, you'll see it later when I build the kitchen. But yeah, the Sims use it just fine. But when they've finished eating, they automatically go to the bathroom sink to wash the dishes. So I'll play around with the sink and move it if I need to, if I remember to do that. I think I also forgot to add a kitchen bin, but the house is pretty small, so it's not too far away from the outdoor bin. Of course, you can always add a bin yourself if you want to. This is the first time as well that I've used the terrain manipulation tool, even though it's not like that in depth what I've done with it. I've always avoided using it because I can never get it to look good. I'm alright with terrain paint and landscaping and making ponds and all that kind of stuff, but I never play around with the terrain tool to like change the height of the ground or anything like that. And like I said, it's nothing too out there, but I just wanted to add a little bit more detail to an otherwise like quite basic house. And with it being like a spring-inspired build, I wanted loads of flowers and thought this would be a nice way of having that like overgrown look, but without looking like messy or anything like that. I mean, I don't know, it might look messy to you, but I think it turned out okay. So yeah, let me know what you think to the landscaping. I think I want to try and maybe do more with terrain tools and just take my builds to the next level, but nothing like too ambitious just yet. So how is everyone doing then? How are you all getting on? I hope you enjoyed your weekend, and if you celebrate Easter, I hope you enjoyed that. We don't really celebrate Easter at all, really, apart from getting like the Easter themed snacks on offer in supermarket, like right near the end of Easter. Also today is the release of the Animal Crossing and Build-A-Bear Workshop collab, I guess. So yeah, I had to go getting myself one of those earlier. It was pretty recent actually. I'm recording this about 4:30 in the afternoon. So I signed up for like the emails and stuff. I logged on 2 devices. I was in a virtual queue, got in within like 5 minutes, which is really good. On my phone, the wait list was like over an hour, so I left that queue and stayed in the one on my computer, and I got through pretty much straight away. But I don't know, I was pretty disappointed with what they had. I thought they would offer more of a choice than just like 2. So if you do play Animal Crossing, you'll be familiar with Tom Nook and Isabelle, and those were the only 2 that you could buy. There were no other villagers or NPCs at all, which I found really surprising. I got myself a Tom Nook one, just because I thought I could at least put it to one side as a Christmas gift for like my kid or something. But I don't know, I was hoping they'd at least have like Blathers or Celeste or one of the more like famous villagers, say like Goldie or something. But I mean, either way, it's done now. I haven't really checked in any of my Animal Crossing groups that I'm in. You know, like, there's, makes it sound a little bit sad, but I guess it's not that too different from The Sims. So like with Animal Crossing, I joined like a couple of Discords and stuff. Sorry if you can hear like those sirens, by the way. I don't know if you'll be able to, but either way, yeah, I'm in like a couple Animal Crossing groups. There's one I'm in on Facebook, and I don't know if I'm still in any Discords, but either way, they're for like trading purposes and cataloguing and all that kind of stuff. Normally you see a lot of like opinions coming out on those kind of groups. But I did check, I did a quick look on Instagram, and a few of the accounts that I follow that are like Animal Crossing focused were pretty disappointed. And I looked on the Animal Crossing page. No, it wasn't even that. It was the Nintendo account on Instagram, and the comments on that were a bit negative. But I mean, what can you do? Maybe I should have saved my money and got an Eevee instead. Anyway, back to this build and talking about Animal Crossing. But if you did try and get one, let me know like your opinion and stuff on what you thought. You know, maybe you saw them and thought, well, I'm not getting one. I said back to the build and then I carried on talking about Animal Crossing. But I was kind of thinking, I might just leave it. Because, I mean, they don't even look that great. Like, I don't know. They're nothing special anyway. I think unless you're really desperate for one, I wouldn't bother spending your money on it. I mean, they're probably sold out by now, but yeah, I don't know. I think I were just a bit like, I might as well get it. Like, I've got a slight interest in it. It's not anything like too over the top, but I thought, I don't know, maybe they'll do like another round of different characters. Maybe this is like a test to see what to see what like the interest is. But even like the Baby Yoda, I know it's not Baby Yoda, but like the Mandalorian, I forgot what you call it. I guess it's a collab in it. The Build-A-Bear Mandalorian ones. You even got more with that. Like they were, obviously you got like the Baby Yoda. I don't know the name of it, so I'm just going to call it Baby Yoda. You could get that. You could get like outfits for like regular bears and stuff. Like they did more for that than they did for this. And it's like, there's literally one thing in that show. Like, what could you get a plushie of or a teddy of, whatever. So I don't know, I'm just a bit, I just thought they would have included more, like I said, like famous or iconic villagers. Either way, it doesn't matter, it's done now. So yeah, I'm going to actually go back to the build now. I forgot to add that I'd used the country kitchen kit for this build as well. I just think that kit is really perfect for like cottage type builds. And I know that there were mixed opinions on it, but if you don't have it, I might upload a base game version of the house as well, where there's no packs at all. I'm not sure yet. At least I might just do like the kitchen where it's not got the kit in it. But yeah, we'll see if I get around to that. And yeah, I don't know actually, maybe I'll just do a base game build next, like a base game cottage. I've got a few like ideas on my notes where I've got like builds that I want to do, and a base game cottage is on there. But it's like this build was going to be a base game cottage, but when I was like playing around with it off camera and stuff, it ended up turning not into base game. So when I like set out what packs I wanted to use for it, I just picked like a handful of ones that I wanted to use. So yeah, I think the next one I will do will be base game. Whether or not I do a cottage or not, I'm not fully decided yet. But let me know like in the comments what you want to see next if you'd like to do that. I might even do like an Instagram poll like I normally do, or like another Instagram chooses my build or whatever. I always link my Instagram in the description, so if you want to follow me on there you can, and I do polls quite often where you can join in on deciding what I build. So yeah, that's linked in the description, or you can search Sims Hutch YT on Instagram. Also, when we get to the screenshots, you'll see, or maybe you won't recognise the sim, but if you do follow me on Instagram, the sim that I have in the screenshots of this build and that I have living there in my game is one that I used to kind of showcase the country kitchen kit when like those kits first came out. I also showed her with the, is it fitness throwback fit kit? Oh, I don't know what it's called. The like 90s fashion one that they did, like the fitness stuff. Yeah, so there's some pictures on my Instagram of her, so if you do follow me on Instagram, maybe you'll recognise that sim. I also wanted to say thank you for the support on my last video. I got quite a few nice comments, and one in particular from Sammy or Simami on YouTube, and they always leave really lovely comments anyway, but that video in particular was a lot for me, at least the voiceover was. So yeah, thanks for the support there. I also got quite a bit of support. How many times am I going to say support? But I got quite a bit of support on Instagram. I did a post where I was just talking about, by the way, if you're not aware, I'm like rambling on as though like people are going to know what I'm talking about, but in case you missed it or in case you're not aware, I did a post, and kind of in my last video I talked about it, but I did a post on Instagram where I talked about autism acceptance and why that's preferred over autism awareness, because April is Autism Awareness Month usually, but an overwhelming majority of autistic people prefer acceptance over awareness. So yeah, that was even more nerve-wracking writing that post, because I just wanted to get across like my opinions whilst not speaking for others, but also incorporating the feelings of other autistic people. And then also try and get neurotypical people to understand, as well as parents of autistic kids. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you for the support on that post as well. I was afraid that it would open me up to ableism, as I've received I was going to say quite a few, but I mean, it's quite a few considering that I don't have a lot of subscribers, and I don't, it's not like I'm getting thousands of views. But I've had a few homophobic comments before when talking about queer stuff. Like I've had held for review comments. I even had like a comment on the gallery, which I'm not entirely sure if it was meant in the way that I kind of took it. It was written in a different language, so yeah, I kind of got that translated by a friend that knows a bit of like that language, and they were like, yeah, it would be used in a way that's like, you are sick, like a bad way. So yeah, aside from that, yeah, I was just worried that it would kind of open me up to ableism. So yeah, I've been really fortunate that I've not had to experience that. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and say thank you to those that said nice, supportive things. And like I've said before, I think these conversations are really important, and I figured, well, I have a public platform, why not use it to speak on things that I care about? So yeah, if you did like, comment, share, put that on your story, whatever, on that Instagram post, thank you. And even if you just watched my last video and listened to that bit, thank you for that as well. But anyway, with that, I'm going to wrap up the video here. As always, there will be screenshots at the end. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you later. Bye!